Yeah.
We've had a really tight crew, okay? There's only been about, I'd say 10, 12 of us, the max, that have made it our mission. And we have caught the city of Kawartha Lakes breaking every law, municipal, federal, provincial, not only on the municipal act, but under criminal code. You name it, they've done it. So what we've done now is, and I'm gonna be very clear, and they think I'm fooling. I took the Ontario government, the Dairy Farmers of Ontario, the government agency, 7 times to court. And that was in a row, bang, bang, bang. We just finished, I've already filed another one. I only deal with law firms that are roughly $2,000 an hour, and we'll have 5 of their best lawyers on the file. I've already retained 3 of my prior law firms. They're doing this on a pro bono basis. Just because we've put together 17 volumes of their documents that outline all the corruption that's within City Hall. By the mayor, he's not a nice person. The former mayor left him, the CAO, the clerks, the planning department, the building department. There isn't a department in there that isn't corrupt. Their main goal is to screw the people of the city of Kawartha Lakes. And it's to assist and help their dirty GTA developers come in here and make billions of dollars off our backs and rape our lands and leave. And we have to deal with what they've destroyed. So we've told them at the council meeting, I've been very forceful when I asked them to set aside $500 million in the budget for us for damages. Another 200 million for using disguised expropriation on a number of properties within the Kawartha Lakes. And then I served Tribute Homes and all the people that were in there. I think there's almost 17 in total, plus all the drivers, the companies that hauled our ancestral remains. We served them with a $900 million lawsuit for damages, removing remains that were resting. And how this all started was I went under the City of Kawartha Lakes acknowledges, and they put it in their documents, that this is all First Nations lands. We still own this land. To give you a little bit of history, back in 1781, which we have documents all the way back to 1129. This was First Nations lands. I'm honored that the O'Briens have sparrow heads, I guess we'd call them. They have artifacts that date back 10,000 years, maybe longer, that have been analyzed and have been, we're going to take them with us tomorrow night. When we tell the GTA developers to get the, pardon my expression, hell off our land. We're filed, just waiting to be trial date set in the Federal Court of Justice, 10 Armour Street in Toronto, that only deals with in First Nations inherent rights. This land was never surrendered under any treaty. What the king did, because our ancestors wouldn't surrender it to the crown in 1781 under the Williams Treaty, they came back in 1783 and slaughtered, killed our children, our elders, and our women. And our warriors. A lot of our ancestors managed to move. In my case, mine went to 6 Nations down near Denby. and settled. And then we came back in 1954 and bought again here. So I've been very quiet and just waiting for the perfect opportunity to do this. I went when Trivia Home first started to build their displaced retail store. I call it up on the hill there. And I went in and I talked to the site super and I said, you understand you're on our ancestral grounds. And there's a burial site to the east of you, and there's a major one to the west of you as well. That you cannot do anything on these lands until you do a phase 2 and a phase 4 archaeological study. And it's not only for First Nations. The fact is this land was all settled by mainly the British, Irish, and Scotch way back in 1800. And there was crown land patents given to the farmers for on 100 acres of land. And in that crown land patent, that land has to remain in farming. The only jurisdiction over that land is the monarchy. Your federal government, provincial government, municipality have no jurisdiction on that property. My land where I am has crown patent. We've been telling every farmer that owns land in Kawartha Lakes to contact the Ontario Crown Pat Registry in Peterborough, and it costs you $65 if they find the crown patent that's been registered to your property. My case, we have one for 1837 because it was still under the province of Quebec at that time. And then we have another one for 1858 when it became under the province of Ontario's jurisdiction, Upper and Lower Canada. So like I said, we have 17 volumes of their documents, plus a lot of history that shows the history of what happened here. This is still sovereign land of First Nations. It doesn't belong to the province or Canada. It's very unique because there's no reservation here, and that's the whole thing. If it was surrendered, where's the reservation? There isn't one. They're all around us. In fact, our ancestors settled in roughly, I got back to as far as 1126. And the size of our territories is from the east side of Lake Simcoe to the west side of Peterborough, straight to Lake Ontario. That's a huge tract of land. That takes in all of Durham region, Newcastle, of course, Kawartha Lakes. I don't know how far we're going to push it in court. We're satisfied to be able to take back control with our non-First Nation people here to throw government out and to make the new government, which would be us, work for the people. And the developers are going to be in for one hell of a shock, because we're going to serve it to them tomorrow night in Pembina Falls very clearly that you're on our land, you're not building on our land, you're not touching our land. And I don't care who you paid the wrong person, because here's the documents to prove that we own all of the land in the city of Kawartha Lakes. We called it Kawartha, that's what it was originally. And the tribe was Kawartha Indians. right? They called us redskins back then, right? But a lot of us are white.